Now let's take part B in paper 2. So part B first question is about progression. So you can get either arithmetic progression or geometric progression. So let's do this. As shown in the figure, a tap and 18 flowering bushes are located such that they are collinear. The distance from the tap to the first flowering bush is 5 meters. It's given like this. And the distance between every two consecutive flowering bushes is 2 meters. So each gap is 2 meters here. Write separately the distance from the tap to the first, second and third flowering bushes respectively. So here we can see this is the tap and this is the first bush. What's the distance? 5 meters. Next one, here to here. 5 plus 2, 7 meters. And what about the third one? 5 plus 2 plus 2. 5 plus 4, 9 meters. So this goes on like this till you get all, how many bushes? 18 flowering bushes. So you get only 1 mark for this part. 1 mark for writing down the 3 terms. How far is the 8th flowering bush from the tap? So what's the sequence we got? 5, 7, 9. This is a arithmetic progression. And what's the first term? First term is 5. And what's the common difference? Common difference is 2. So any term minus the previous term. So you get 2. So they are asking what is the 8th flowering bush. So this is arithmetic progression. What is the nth term? Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. You can use the formula. So 8th means n equals 8. T8 we need. A is 5. 8 minus 1. That's 7 into difference is 2. According to Bodmer's, you have to do multiplication first. 7 times 2, 14. 14 plus 5, that's 19. So 19 meters is the distance from tap to the 8th flowering bush. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 3 marks for that. Identifying A, identifying D and finding the answer, you get 3 marks. Part 3. Which flowering bush is 37 meters from the tap? Now the nth term is given. You are asked to find n now. So we know A equals 5. T we found 2. So Tn is A plus n minus 1d. Now we need to find out the distance from tap to any nth bush is 37. So you need to find n. A equals 5. N is the unknown variable there. D equals 2. Simplify first. You can take 5 to this side. 37 minus 5, you get 32. 2 times n minus 1. Without expanding, you can divide the whole equation by 2. So 16 becomes n minus 1. So n is equal to 16 plus 1, that's 17. So that means 17th bush is how many meters away? 37 meters from the tap. So how many marks for this part? So you are getting 2 marks for finding n. Part 4. Piyumi fills a bucket with water from the tap, carries it to the first flowering bush, waters it and returns to the tap. She fills the bucket again with water, carries it to the second flowering bush, waters it and returns to the tap. So she waters the flowering bushes up to the 18th one in this manner by carrying a separate bucket of water to each flowering bush respectively. Then finally, she places the empty bucket next to the tap. Show that the total distance she walks during this activity is more than 790 meters. So here we can see from the diagram, here for the first bush goes 5 meters again, coming back to the tap again. So 5 and 5, 10. For the next one, goes 7 meters again, coming back. 7 and 7, 14 meters. So we can see for each bush, this person goes twice the same distance. So what we can do, we can find the sum of the terms, and you have to finally multiply by 2, because for going near the bush is the distance, and then coming back is another distance. So twice you have to do the whole part. So what we can do, first we'll find out the sum of all 18 bushes, the distance, the total distance for all 18 bushes, and multiply by 2. So what is the sequence? 5, 7, 9, like that. 18th one is the last one, but we don't know the 18th one. Did we find out the 18th one? We found the 17th one, not the 18th one. So we'll use the first formula for sum. What is the formula we can use? Sn. This is arithmetic progression. So what's the formula? N over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. We know the first term and the common difference. So we'll find out the sum using that. So what's the sum? S18, because 18 bushes are there. 18 divided by 2. 2 times 5, a equals 5. And here n is 18. 18 minus 1 is 17. D equals 2. What's the distance? You can do this part first. 10. And this one, 2 times 17, 34. So 44 there. 18 times 22. What's the easiest way to multiply by 22? You can separate it out, 11. So 18 and then 22 you can write 2 times 11. So 18 times 2, 36. And how you multiply by 11 easily? You separate out the first and the last digit and then you add these two. 6 plus 3 is 9. So 396 meters is the total distance from tap to the last bush. But we need to multiply by 2 to get the total distance traveled. Total distance becomes 2 times 396. 2 times 6, 12. 1 remaining. 2 times 9, 18 plus 1, 19. 1 remaining. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7. So what's the question? It says, show that the total distance is more than 790 meters. Yes, we can see that 792 is greater than 790. So this is true. So how many marks for that part? So here we can give 2 marks for using the sum here, and 1 mark again to find out the answer by multiplying this by 2, and then 1 mark for the last part. So this is the last part. So let's see whether we gave 10 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 mark for this. So we have given 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 8. So this is construction question. So in construction question, you can only use the ruler and the pair of compasses. So use only a straight edge. Straight edge means the ruler with a centimeter millimeter scale and a pair of compasses for the following constructions. Show the construction lines clearly, and you have to do the construction. So make sure that you sharpen your pencil and only take the compass and the ruler. You can't use the protractor or set squares for this question. If they ask to measure angle, then you can use the protractor. So let's do this question. So you are asked to construct the triangle ABC. AB is 8.5 and the B angle is 90 and BC is 8.5. So this is an isosceles triangle and right angle as well. So let's take the ruler first. You take the ruler and first draw a line. And then what you do, you take the compass and the ruler and we need to measure 8.5 centimeters. So you take the compass you measure 8.5. So can you see 8.5 is there? So you keep on top of the line. You have to mark the 2 points. You have to mark the 2 points here and keep the compass on top of the other point and mark the other point. So what are the 2 points? We'll take AB and then mark 8.5 centimeters. Then you have to construct 90-degree angle to B. So how you are going to do that? To do that, I need to extend this line. Now take the compass and we are now trying to construct 90-degree angle. So you keep the compass on top of B and take any distance you want and draw the 2 arcs on both sides. And then take a bigger length. Take a bigger length than this and you have to keep on top of the marked arcs and you take the other 2 arcs. So that's how you construct 90-degree angle. Then you take the ruler and connect the B point and that intersected point. So that means this is 90-degree angle we constructed. Then again you need BC as 8.5 centimeters. So you take the compass again and 8.5 centimeters. .5 centimeters. 8.5 centimeter length, and you can mark the C point. This is C point and this is 8.5 centimeters. Now connect A and C and complete the triangle. So that's the first part. Construct the triangle ABC. Then construct the bisector of ABC angle. Name the point at which it meets AC as D. So you have to construct the angle bisector. How you construct angle bisector? You take the compass. Now you need to bisect the B angle. So you keep the compass on top of B and take any distance, and you need to mark the two arcs here and here. And then you can take the same distance or you can take a bigger distance and keep on top of the marked arcs, and you can mark the other two arcs. Now you can connect B and that intersecting point. It says point D is the intersecting point of this bisector and the AC length. So this is D. Let's do part 3. Find the center of the circle that has BD as a diameter. So this as the diameter, and construct the circle. So if the BD is the diameter, the center should be in the middle of this line. So how you find the middle value? So you can construct the perpendicular bisector first, and then you can easily find out the center of the circle. So how you are going to construct the perpendicular bisector? So you can take the compass and you keep the compass on top of D, and you have to take more than the half of the length of this line, more than half of that, and you can draw arcs on top of the line and on the other side, and you do the same thing for point B. Take the same length and you can construct the arc here and arc here. And when you connect the 2 points, you get the perpendicular bisector of BD line. Then the intersecting point of the BD, perpendicular bisector and BD line is the center. So this is the center of the circle. And you need to find the center and draw the circle. How you draw the circle? We take this O as the center, and either OB or OD are the radius. So you can take any point as the radius, the other point. Let's take B. So OB as the radius, and you can construct the circle. So when you are drawing the circle, you can see it should pass through D as well. So because BD is the diameter of the circle. Then what's the next part? Give reasons why the line AC is the tangent to the circle at D. So we know that BD is the diameter. So if AC is the tangent and the diameter should be perpendicular. So if we can show that this is 90 degrees, we can say that AC is a tangent of a circle. Okay, so let's try to find out these angles. I'll take another color to show clearly. Now we can see ABC is an isosceles triangle. Two lengths are equal. So that means this angle is 45 and this angle is 45. And we drew the angle bisector here, 90 angle bisector. So this is 45 and this is 45. So now think about ABD triangle. This is 45, this is 45. What is this angle? This is 90 degrees. How you find out that angle? The angle sum is 180. 180 minus 45 and 45. That's 90. So you get 90 degrees. Now we can show that this is 90 degrees. So AC is a tangent to the circle. So let's write down. You have to write down all the angles. So let's do the fourth part here. I can write DAB angle and ACB angle is 45 because isosceles triangle. Then I can write ABD angle is same as ABD angle is same as DBC angle because it's the bisector. BD is the angle bisector. Then we can find out ADB angle is equal to 180 minus 45 and 45. So you get 90 degrees. And we can say diameter is perpendicular to the AC line. So AC is a tangent line. So AC is the tangent line. Then fifth one, construct another tangent to the circle from A. A is an outside point. So what's the property? When you draw a tangent, you can draw two tangents from one outside point and the two tangents are equal in length. So what we can do, we take the compass. We'll take the compass and you can take the same length. Now AD length is the length of this tangent line. So to draw another tangent, you can take the same length and mark on the circle. So let's mark the point. The point is here. And now take the ruler and connect the A point and that point. So that's the other tangent line. So that's the last part. Now let's give marks for this question. So you are getting 3 marks for the first part, constructing the triangle. then you get 2 marks for drawing the angle bisector, because drawing it and mark D point, you get 2 marks. Then find the center of the circle and drawing perpendicular bisector, you get 2 marks. And showing that AD or AC, here AD or AC both are the same, and showing that the line AC is the tangent to the circle at D, so that's 2 marks. And last part, to construct the other tangent line, you get 1 mark. Altogether 10 marks for this question. Let's do question number 9. So you have to prove theorems here. And the second one, diagram is given and you are asked to show DCT is an isosceles triangle and AB plus AD is equal to BX plus DY. So all the proofs in this question. So let's do this one now. Prove the theorem of the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So we need to draw the diagram and mark the points. So you can take any point. So I'll take A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. So what you know about the parallelogram? Opposite sides are parallel. So I can write first A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. Then what you have to do? Prove that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So I'm doing a small construction. I'll connect AC. Connect AC points. So I'll connect AC points. And then I get 2 triangles. So what are the 2 triangles I'm getting? ADC triangle and ACB triangle. What do you know about these 2 triangles? We know the 2 lines are parallel. AB is parallel to DC because it's a parallelogram. AD is parallel to BC. Opposite sides are parallel in a parallelogram. So you can take the alternate angle. So what you can see, this angle is equal to this angle. And what else? What are the other ones? So this is common. And what's the other value? We'll write first. Consider these 2 triangles. AC is common. And we can write DAC angle is equal to ACB angle. Alternate angles are equal. What's the other one? We know this angle is equal to this angle. Why? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So we can write ADC is ABC. Opposite angles of a parallelogram. Now we can see 2 angles and 1 length are equal. These are congruent triangles. ADC triangle is congruent to ACB triangle. What's the case? angle, angle, side. So the two triangles are congruent. Then what can you say about the corresponding elements in congruent triangle? Those are equal. So opposite to this angle is CD and opposite to that same angle is AB. So likewise you can write opposite to this blank angle is AD and opposite to this blank angle is this one, BC. These two are equal. What's the reason? Corresponding elements of congruent triangles. So that's the proof of this. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So let's see how many marks you can get for this part. You get 1 mark for drawing the diagram. And using two triangles congruency, we can show the proof. So 3 marks for other part. So altogether 4 marks for this question. Let's take part B. ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. So that means these two are opposite sides are parallel and equal. The bisector of ABC, bisector of ABC meets CD at T. So bisector means this angle is same as this angle. AB produced and the straight line drawn through C parallel to BT. That means this line is parallel to this line. This line meets at Y. Moreover, BT produced meet AY at Z point. Show that DZT is an isosceles triangle and thereby show this one. First we have to show DZT is an isosceles triangle. How we are going to do that? So first we'll check these angles. So here I'll put letters for these ones. I'll take we'll take X, this is also X. Those are equal. Then, can you see this line and this line parallel? So this is X. If this is X, this is also X. Opposite angles are equal. Then what else? Or you can use here, this and these are corresponding angles that's equal to each other, because AX and DC are parallel. Now we can show that, can you see these two lines are parallel, AY and BC. So this angle and this angle are alternate angles. So those are equal. Now we can see the two angles in DTZ triangle are equal. So that's an isosceles triangle. So that's what you have to show first. DCT is an isosceles triangle. So you have to write everything. So what's the first thing we can write? We can write ABT angle is equal to TBC angle. That's, you take X Why? This is the BT is the angle bisector. Then you can write DTZ is equal to ABT. Alternate angles. That's also X. And what is? We can write these two angles now. CBT angle is equal to DZT angle. That's also X. Alternate angles. Now we can see in DTC triangle, the two angles are equal. DZT is same as DTZ, that's X. So you can say then DZ side is equal to DT. Therefore, it's an isosceles triangle. So what's the triangle? DZT is an isosceles triangle. So that's the first part. What's the second part? Show that AB plus AD. Show that AB plus AD. AD, that's this part, is same as BX. BX plus DY. So let's try that one. So I'll take here. I'll do the question here. AB. So this is the second part. AB, we know that AB is equal to CD. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Now we need AD as well. AD is equal to BC. That's also BC is also the same reason. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So we'll add it because we need to add these two. So what happens here? AD plus AB. AB plus AD is equal to CD plus BC. What can you say about CD? CD is same as CT and DT. So you can split. Instead of CD, I can split CT and TD, and BC I can write as AD because BC is same as AD here from this one. What can you get here? We are getting CT plus TD. But from the first part, we found DT is equal to DZ. So instead of DT, this part, I can write CT. CT is this one. CT is same as BX. Why? Because BXCT is a parallelogram. So we can write down that BXCT is a parallelogram. So CT is same as BX. I'll write here because BXCT is a parallelogram. And opposite sides are equal. DC is this one. And AD, instead of AD, I can write BC because opposite sides are equal. Now we need to show that BX and DY. How we get DY? We need to show this distance is from these two. DZ plus BC. Now we know this is also a parallelogram. BCYZ is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal. Instead of BC, I can write ZY. So here I can write, we'll keep DZ as it is and you don't have to combine. Instead of BC, I can write ZY. So we'll write down Y. We can write BC equals CY, BC equals ZY. What's the reason? BC is equal to ZY because ZBCY. ZBCY is a parallelogram. Now we can see DZ plus CY is DY. Instead of these two, I can write dy. So bx plus dy is same as ab plus ad. So that's what we need to show. So the final answer is ab plus ad is same as bx plus dy. Mostly we use the property of the parallelogram, that is opposite sides are equal. So let's see how many marks we can give. So the first part, to show that it's an isosceles triangle, we can give 4 marks. And for the other part, we can give 6 marks. So here, to show that opposite sides are equal here, you can give 2 marks. And showing all these 4 marks. So 2 marks here and showing all these steps 4 marks. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 10. This is about volume, and part B you have to use the log tables to find out the solution. Let's take part A. A right circular cylindrical container of base radius r is filled with water. So cylindrical container, base radius r, is filled with water to height of 12 centimeters. So this is water is filled up to 12 centimeters. The water in this container is just enough to completely fill, so this one, completely fill 16 hemispherical containers, 16 of hemispherical containers or something like this. Each of radius 4 centimeters. So each radius 4 centimeters. Show that R equals this. So what we can write? The volume of water here is equal to the volume of 16 hemispherical containers. So what's the formula to find out the volume of the cylinder? It's given in the front page. Pi r squared h. So we can use pi r squared, that's r here, radius, h is the water level, that's equal to 16 of these hemispherical containers. So what's the volume of one hemispherical container? So the sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. So half of that you have to use. So 4/3 into half. Pi r cube. Pi r cube. Radius is 4. So 4 cube. So these are equal because same amount of water you can fill 16 hemispherical containers. So let's simplify. Pi get cancelled out. Again this 2 and this 4. You get 2 here. Now we'll try to make r as the subject, r squared as the subject. R squared is equal to 16. And here you get 2, 4 to the power 3 and 3 here and divide by 12. Now simplify. You get 4 times 4, 4 times 3. So we can write here 2 and 4 to the power 3 and 4, you get 4 to the power 4 over 3 times 3, 9. Now when you take the square root both sides, you can get r. So r equals square root of 2, 4 to the power 4 and 9 you can write 3 squared. When you take the square root, we know the powers you have to divide by 2. Square root 2 stays the same. 4 to the power 4, so that means 4 divided by 2, you get 4 to the power 2. 4 to the power 2 means 16. Over here, power 2 and power half. Square root means power half. Get cancelled out and you get 3 here. So the answer is r equals 16 root 2 over 3. So radius is in centimeters. So so how many marks for this part? You get 3 marks to show that r equals this one. Now let's take the next part. Let's take part B. You have given a equals this one and find the value of a to the nearest second decimal place using the logarithm table. So you can see square root is there and decimal values, and you have to divide by a decimal value. So you can't do normal calculations, it's difficult. So what's the easiest way? You can use the log tables for that. What's the first thing you do? You write down the equation. And take log both sides. This is 3.06. Take log both sides. Log of A is equal to log of this. So when I'm taking log, I can write these powers. Square root means power half. What's the rule? When you're using logarithms, the powers here, multiplication becomes addition and division becomes subtraction, and powers you can take it out. So you can write this one as half log of 65.2 plus log of 0.722, and this is division, so you can subtract the logarithmic value, log of 3.06. Now you can use the table, log tables, and find out these answers. So let's take that 65.2. So you use the log table 65.2. You have to refer 65.2. That's the second table. 65.2 is the third column. 81.42. 81.42. And here, what's the mantissa here? 65.2. So you have to write in standard form. That's 1 point something. So that means you need to write 1.8. Here 1.8142, not 0 point. Then what is the mantissa here? 0.7. So when you write in standard form, this is 7.22, 10 to the power minus 1. So mantissa becomes minus 1. So how you write in here? Bar 1. Now refer 72.2. 72.2 is the third column. Is that third column? 72 to 85.85. 72 to 85.85. 85.85. And here mantissa is 0 for this one. And 36. 36 is 30 with 6. What's that? 46 here. 48.57. 48.57. Now we need to simplify. First, you can divide this by 2. 2 times 9, 18. 0 for 1. So 14, that's 7, and 1 for 2. And now you can add these two first. These two. So make sure that you write in a column when you're adding. Don't try to add like this. Five plus 1, 6. 15, 1 remaining 6. 8 and 8, 17. 1 there. Positive 1 and negative 1 become 0. Then you have to subtract 0.4857 from this. Then 16 minus 7, 9. This becomes 4. 14 minus 5, 9. And this becomes 5. 15 minus 8, 7. This is 6. 6 minus 4, 2. 0.2799. Now you have to take antilog value to find A. A is antilog value of 0.2799. So now refer the log tables and see where you can find 2799. 2799. 2788 is there. So we need another 11. So 11 from here, 5. So 1905. 1905. So table value is 1905. Now what is the mantissa here? 0 point something. So that means you have to write in standard form. So you have to keep the decimal point here. So 1.9, not 5 is the A value. So let's give marks. So 1 mark for writing down the log value correctly. Writing down the equation. And then 1 mark, 2 marks for finding the log values. So 8142, 8585 and 0.4857, 2 marks. And then simplify and get the answer 2799. That's 1 mark. And finding antilog value 1 mark. And here in the question it says you have to keep the answer to the nearest second decimal place. So you have to round it here. So what's the rounded value to the nearest second decimal place? I'll write down here. This is 3 decimal places. So here you have to write 1.91 because 5 is there. When it's 5 or more, you have to add 1 to the previous one. So 1.91. For that, you get 1 mark for rounding the value correct to 2 decimal places. So here, 1 mark here. So let's see how many marks we have given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here 5, 6, 7, 8. And we missed out another 2 marks here. So here, for the equation, you are getting 2 marks. So altogether, 5 and 5, 10 marks for this whole question. Let's do question number 11. This is about sets. An incomplete Venn diagram drawn to represent the information collected from 142 on whether they play piano. Here it says musicians who play the piano. So this small circle. Tabla, musicians who play tabla. So that's the big circle. Or flute. Flute is this one, musicians who play the flute. So altogether, how many are there? 142. So we can write this one as 142. So of the 55 who play the piano, so which one is the piano one? This is small circle. So that means this is 55. Of the 55 who play the piano from these musicians, 15 also play flute. 15 also play the flute means the intersecting point of this small 2 circles is 15. So this is 15. Then copy the incomplete Venn diagram given in the figure onto your answer script and include the above given information. So we can fill this part as well. So 55 minus 15. So this is 40. So that's all we can do. We can write only that part for first question. So let's give marks for that part. So you are getting 3 marks to show. 142, 55, 40 and 15 only. So you are getting 3 marks for that. And let's take the next one. So we need to mark the values there. 142, 55, 15 and 40. If 60 musicians play exactly 2 of these instruments, how many musicians play both the tabla and the flute but not the piano? So altogether 2 instruments, 60 musicians. Where you get 2 instruments? So you get here. So I'll color that part with pink color. So 2 instruments means here this is tabla and piano, this part. And what is the other part? 2 instruments, exactly 2. Flute with the big one, tabla. So flute and tabla, only this part. So those are the areas for exactly 2 instruments. But we know this is 40. So 60 musicians play exactly 2 instruments. So from that we can get this part as 60 minus 40. This is 20. So what they ask? So they are asking how many musicians play both the tabla and flute, but not piano. So you can't consider this small part, common part with the piano circle here. So that's only 20. So the answer for this part is 20. Then the third part, the number of musicians who play only the tabla from these 3 instruments is equal. Only tabla means this part. This part, outer part, is equal to the number of musicians who play the flute and the tabla. Flute and tabla. How many are all together? It's not mentioned not to take those who are playing piano. So we have to take tabla and flute as 35 altogether. So 35 is same as this one. So you can write 35 is only those who are playing tabla as well. Now they are asking how many musicians play only tabla. So that's 35. Then the last part, the number of musicians who play the flute is exactly, so playing the flute is this circle, is exactly half the number of musicians that play the tabla. Now how many are playing tabla? We have to add everything all together and see what is this big circle. Let's take, so this 55, 20 and 35. So altogether how many? 35, 55, that's this circle, 35 and 20. What's that? 5 and 5, 10. 1 remaining, that's 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 2, 11. 110. The number of musicians who play the flute is exactly half this amount. Half of 110. What is half of 110? That's 55. So that means this number is 55. Those who are playing flute is 55. Now they are asking how many musicians do not play any one of these 3 instruments. That means outside the 3 circles. Let's try to find out the outside value. Now we found this is 110. We found this is 110. Those who play tabla. This is 110. Now here, what is this amount? The whole circle is 55. 20 plus 15 is 35. Here, this part, 35. So 55 minus 35, you get 20 here. Now what's the total inside 110? That's a big circle, plus 20, 130. So the remaining amount, how you find out the remaining amount here? 142 minus 130. So what's the answer? 2. So 12. So they are asking how many are not playing any of these instruments. That's the answer is 12. So let's see how we give the marks. So we have given 3 marks for the first part. So 22 marks. And for 35, 2 marks. And finding 110 is 1 mark. And 142 minus this one, 12. Getting 12 is 2 marks. So let's see whether total is 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we give 3 marks for the first part. So altogether 10 marks. Let's do last question, question number 12. It's about circle theorems. And we'll see there's a proof question as well. The point A, B, C and D lie on the circle. It's already shown in the diagram. AB equals BC. So AB equals BC. So you can mark like that. And DC is parallel to AB. The tangent drawn to the circle at A is AL. Copy the figure onto your answer script and include the above information in it. Join DB. This one. Join DB and AC. If LAB is equal to 35, LAB, this angle is given as 35. Find the magnitude of BAC angle, BAC angle, this one, and show that DB is parallel to AL. So first we need to find out BAC angle. BAC angle. How we are finding that? Here, if this is 35, what is this angle? That's also 35. What's the theorem? Alternate segment theorem. So first we can write down ACB angle is 35. Why? Alternate segment theorem. What is alternate segment theorem? The angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the opposite segment angle. So this is 35. And if this is 35, what can you say about this angle? That's also 35 because AB is equal to BC and it's an isosceles triangle. So you can straight away write down CAB angle is 35 because AB equals BC. It's an isosceles triangle. So that's what you need. Find the magnitude of BAC or CAB, same thing. And then from that you have to show that DB line is parallel to AL. How you show that these two lines are parallel? Now see, this is 35. This is also 35. Same segment angles are equal. Then what else we can write? This is 35. And this is also 35. Can you see? These two lines are parallel. This is 35, this is 35. Now, alternate angles are equal. That means the two lines are parallel. So let's write everything. So the second part, now we are doing the second part. This is the second part. We'll write down. So we found CAB. So we'll write CDB angle is also 35. Same segment angles are equal. Then this is 35. Then what else we can write? CDB is same as ABD. That's also 35 because the two lines are parallel. Alternate angles are equal. Then we can write ABD angle. Now we can see ABD is equal to LAB. That's 35. So therefore, you can say the two lines are parallel. DB is parallel to AL. Because alternate angles are equal. So that's the last part. Okay, let's give marks for that. So we can give finding. So copy the diagram and marking these angles, you get 2 marks. And then that's the first part. Second part, finding the angle, that's 2 marks. And the other part, you are getting 3 marks for showing that the two lines are parallel. So 7 marks for this. And let's do the last part. Part B. The point P, Q, R and S lie on a circle. This is a different question. So you have to draw the diagram. So it's on the circle. So you first draw a circle. P, Q, R, S. You can mark any 4 points on the circle. P, Q, R, S. On the circle. If PR and QS are diameters. So what can you say? When you connect any 2 diameters, what's the intersecting point? Intersecting point is the center. My diagram looks weird, but this is the center of the circle. So this becomes the center. Diameters, when you intersect, getting the intersecting point, that's the center of the circle. Then what type of quadrilateral is PQRS? PQRS. What type of quadrilateral? Let's see. We'll first connect PQRS. Diagram is not drawn accurately, but the proof is important. You have to do the proof correctly. And here, what can you say now? PR is the diameter. So what can you say about this angle? This angle is 90 degrees. Why? Semicircle angles are 90 degrees because PR is the diameter. So same way, we can see that this is also 90 because PR is the diameter. Semicircle angles are 90 degrees. Now let's take the other diagonal. What's the other diagonal? SQ. SQ is the other diagonal. So this is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So all angles are 90 degrees. So what is this? This should be, what is the shape? It's a rectangle, because if this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees means allied angles add up to 180. If allied angles add up to 180, we can say that this line is parallel to this one. The other way also, this is parallel to this one. So you can first say it's a parallelogram, and then all angles are 90 degrees, a parallelogram with 90-degree angles each. It's a rectangle. So you can't show that it's a square because we don't know whether these lengths are equal or not. But we can show that it's a rectangle. So let's write everything. So we can first write PQR angle or PSR angle. Both are 90 degrees because PR is the diameter. Okay. Then same way you can write is PQ is equal to SRQ. That's also 90 degrees. Same reason. What's the reason now? That's QS is the diameter. And then you can say PQR plus QRS. That's 90 and 90, 180. That means PQ is parallel to SR. Allied angles add up to 180. Then same way you can write the other two angles. PQ, I took these two, these two. Same way I can say this way. SPQ and PQR, that's also 180. So PS is parallel to QR. So the opposite sides are parallel. PQR is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. Now you can say all angles are 90-degree angles. All angles are 90 degrees. So therefore, PQRS is a rectangle. So how many marks for this part? So altogether you are getting 3 marks for the whole part. So we gave before 3, 2, 7 and this 3, you get 10 marks for the whole question. So we completed all 12 questions in paper 2. So in part B also you have to select only 5 questions out of 6. So make sure that you first read and select the 5 easiest questions. And how many minutes for each question? Make sure that you take roughly 18 minutes per question.